Justin Gatlin is the latest in a long line of sprint sensations to emerge from the USA.
Gatlin got a good start. Look at this man coming through now. Gatlin. What a fantastic performance from Gatlin. It's all about Gatlin.
Ultimate goal is to be one of the best sprinters in history.
And what a fantastic performance from Gatlin. And look at the time.
It's the American leading the Jamaican at the moment.
He knows he is the world champion.
Justin Gatlin is the world champion here in London.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back for another episode of Ready, Set, Go. We in the building. And we have my main man, my co-host, Rodney Green in the building, man. What's going on, man?
Man, everything is good, man. Listen, we are happy to be here with you guys, but we have somebody very, very special who I admire. I'm a fan. I consider myself a low-key friend of hers. If she needed me, she could call me for any type of information. We have a queen of track and field, one of the most decorated women in our sport. All hail VCP, Veronica Campbell-Brown in the building.
It is a pleasure to be here. I'm excited.
How you doing? How's it going?
I am good. Good. Thank you.
Good?
Thank you.
How's retired life, mommy life treating you?
It's been good. I must say that being a mom is harder than being an elite athlete.
Yeah.
I'm never off the clock. Unlike when I was an athlete, I know there's a time when I can take a nap in the day. Now it's like it's difficult, but you know, I love a good challenge. And so Omar and I are doing everything we can to be the best parent and balancing everything. But hats off to all parents, because unless you're a parent, you don't know how hard it is to raise kids. Rodney, you should know.
Right,
well,
yes,
Gatlin, we're all parents here. Yeah. So it is the toughest job on earth.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
You
Yeah.
both being great athletes, also now becoming parents together. And as athletes, we always have a set regimen that falls in place for our, you know what I'm saying, well-being on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And now having kids where it's like, you're supposed to be asleep right now, taking a nap, and you're not.
Yes.
So we already know what the nighttime is going to look going forward, whiny and cranky and things like that.
Sure.
Yes.
Could you see, like, I know you had your kids after your career. Could you see having a, like, off year and having maybe one kid in between your career and still coming back? Could you have seen that, like?
Actually, I had a race in France in 2019 and I ran so horribly and I had to go home after. And then when I came home, I realized that I was pregnant with our first, Aviana.
Wow.
And then after having Aviana, I was still training. And up until 2021, I was still training. And then I got an injury close to the trials and decided to retire. So I get a little bit of being a mom while training. And that was extremely tough because I have to make sure that the babysitter was on time every morning. I have to make sure I prepare everything left for her while I go to train and back. And it was tough. But as I said, motherhood, parenting is just a job that help you to get stronger, more determined, because it's like your schedule is interrupted. You don't have that balance. You have to find a way to put that balance in to take care of yourself. But I did get a taste of what it feels like to have a baby and still compete.
That's amazing.
So it's safe to say that parenthood is more difficult than being a professional athlete?
I think so. I think so.
I know so.
I think so.
I know so. Veronica, you have such a long tenure in the sport, which is very rare for a lot of athletes. You know, they say in sprinting, your lifespan is maybe 5 years of good sprinting. But you and Justin, I don't know what's running through y'all blood. They say he's Jamaican too. I don't know if you know. I don't know.
You never know. You never know.
The Jamaicans, when
I am
he was in
adopted.
Jamaica, they say,
Yeah.
oh, he's Jamaican. Look at his hair. Look at his skin. Look at his...
Coolie.
Say, yeah.
Oh, right.
That's what they say. So,
Yeah.
But you guys had very, very, very long careers. My question to you is, like, we're around the same age, and I remember being in the Bombers and around Carifta time. I remember always hearing your name as a child, and going up into the collegiate ranks. Did you ever see yourself at that young age being who you are later on in life, like an Olympic champ several times over, world champ several times over? I ain't even gonna say it. It's just a lot of things several times over. A lot of things.
Yeah, I am very blessed to have been given the talent to sprint. And as a young girl, I dreamt of being an Olympic champion. And one of my primary teachers told me to embark on track and field as a career. And I took it seriously. And I saw the opportunity that track and field could have afforded me, one of which is to get a scholarship, to come to US. And that was one of my motivation, but also to maximize my talent and to give honor to God who gave me the talent and created opportunity that could give me a better life. I took it seriously. And growing up in Jamaica, the track and field is our most popular sport. And so the competition was always great. And so having the environment as I grow up where I have to make sure that I'm showing up to my competition ready to compete well. I have to make sure that I'm training well to align myself, put myself in the position to be the one that the recruiters will look at in a competitive environment. So all these things motivated me to embrace the duty I have as a young athlete who start running fast from a young age and the expectation to do well as I continue to go to the next level in track and field. I embraced it. And I did my best to train hard, listen to my coaches, listen to my teachers, and just position myself to take advantage of all the opportunity that was before me.
So you were thinking and planning that way at that young age?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who noticed your talent? What coach or what, you say your primary school teacher?
Yeah, one of my primary school teachers.
But what coach said, oh yeah, she's next. She has whatever it takes to go to the next level. What coach recognized that early for you?
I think all the coaches that I've worked with recognized that I was one, gifted, two, I was hardworking, very motivated, very positive. And I think for the most part, I was easy to work with because I have my goals, I make my goals clear, and we work together to try and achieve them. So I think all of the coaches I've worked with, I would say enjoy our relationship working together as we work towards just improving and doing well. Yeah.
Now we know you're a Razorback. I don't know if everybody knows she is a Arkansas Razorback. If you wasn't a Razorback, what schools recruited you? Where would you have seen yourself? Now we know you love the Razorback. Where would you have went?
So it was between University of Georgia and University of Arkansas. And in the end, I chose University of Arkansas. I was recruited by Coach Norton at Georgia. I visited. I really liked the facility. I liked the program. I like Coach Norton. But in the end, I decided to go with the Razorback. I think I was a little bit fascinated with the program. It was mainly a distance program. And I was among the first set of sprinters, so to speak. And I saw that as an opportunity to make a difference in the program. And so a lot of us who were at Barton Community College. I went to Barton and then 2 years and then transferred to University of Arkansas. So a lot of us were thinking about University of Arkansas. And so we went there as sprinters, and I would say that we make an indelible impact on the sprint program. And as you can see, now the program is well-rounded, not just known for its distance exploit, but also in all era of track and field, they are just doing very well. And I'm proud to be a Razorback, as you know.
I couldn't see you in the Georgia G. That'd be so weird.
Yeah, I couldn't see you in
I can only
the
see you
Georgia
in Razorback.
Still red though, right?
Yeah,
It's
it's still
close
red.
enough.
It's still there. It's just not the red that we know to see you in, for sure.
You talk about going to Barton Community College first. A lot of kids might not understand, like, oh yeah, they feel like if they don't get into a D1 program right away, that their dreams are derailed or they possibly might give up. What was your mentality like going to junior college, knowing that you would springboard from there to a D1 program?
Yeah, and that is the key. It was an opportunity to continue improving my education, continue improving in my track career. And I did not have all the requirements for a D1. I did not have the proper SAT score, first of all, because in Jamaica, the SAT is not something we normally do. And I didn't get into a mentorship program soon enough to get the high score. So in the end, I had to make a choice. And Barton County College was a great place. The history of dominating the collegiate arena was intriguing to me. And I took the opportunity to go there, do my best, and transition after. And the main goal was to get a scholarship and leave Jamaica, because there is no way my parents could have afforded to send me to college in Jamaica. And so that was a way out. And I took it. And I'm glad I did, because going through Barton, I've met some great friends. I take my time, continue improving. And actually, I was injured my first year at Barton, or I was coming off of an injury going into Barton. So I was taken care of. I didn't have to rush into anything. And so when it was time for the more elevated competition in the SEC, I was ready.
So you started off at Barton, and I think that's where the coach you was with for a large amount of your career, Lance.
Yeah.
Was there a connection that you had with Lance from Barton that said, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna take that talent with you, and we're gonna go to Arkansas together"? And that long career that you had with him, what made you say, "This is the guy that can help me get me where I need to go"? Up to that point.
So part of my motivation for Arkansas was the fact that Omar, my boyfriend at the time, was going to Arkansas too. He's my husband now. And so it makes sense for both of us to be in the same place. Lance coached the men program. So I worked with Coach Green while I was at Arkansas.
Okay.
But then after finishing college, we decided to go with Lance, move to Florida to join Lance pro group and train at NTC in Claremont. Yeah.
Okay. You what was that transition for you? Because a lot of athletes find it difficult to transition from college to professional. It takes them about a year to 2 years to get acclimated to not as running as much every weekend or training with more intensity now because you're a professional athlete. How did you overcome that? Because it seemed like you just segued right from straight college into dominating
into
in the
gold
field.
medal running.
Gold medal running. Flag
remember
bearing.
2004. It was crazy. I was like, man, she ran right for college. She's a
Listen,
gold
boy,
medalist.
anointed. You hear me? Anointed.
Yeah.
That's why she wanted
yeah.
the queen.
Oh, she was the queen.
I think that's what it was. I'm gonna go with your word, anointed. I was blessed because my senior year at the University of Arkansas, I won the 200 meters in Athens. And then I realized that, okay, I can go pro. So I decided to go pro and just stay in school and finish my degree. And so because I tasted victory, it put my mind at ease knowing that, okay, in order to stay on top, you have to just keep working hard. Just it's another level. I just elevated my mentality, keep working hard. And the transition was smooth. I just segue right into pro from college. And I think part of that also have to do with the care I received. So at Barton and at the University of Arkansas, I was never overworked. I was never over-raced. And I was able to take that same type of scheduling into my professional career because my agent never over-scheduled me, over-raced me. I could pick and choose where and when I want to race. And my agent and my coaches work well together to make sure that I was well taken care of. So those were some of the things that really helped me to have a smooth transition as well, having a good team that care about me, the individual, and was there to really help me do what it takes to perform at a high level.
I'm curious now because you set goals that were very intricate early in your career as a kid. And then now you're figuring out that I don't need to race as much. I need to take care of my body in time. And were you very instrumental in that, communicating that with your coach, but also your agent as a professional athlete? Did you say, hey, this is what I need, and I know that I need this? Or were the circle just that talented enough to recognize your talent and how to be able to use you?
It seems like it was automatic because as far as I can remember, I was never overworked or over-raced because I'm always in a program where there's so much talent. So if I don't have to race on a particular weekend, there's people who can fill the gap because my high school was like that. It was a lot of very talented girls. And there is enough people to fill the gap in the 100 meters, 200 meters, and the 4x1. And it's the same thing that followed me throughout my career. So I was used to not over racing. And I think my agent and my coaches recognized that, and that worked for me. And I think that has impacted my longevity in the sport because I was able to take care of my body, make sure that I was prepared for my races, being in the right frame of mind, being healthy. Don't have to rush into competition when I'm not feeling 100% or I'm slightly injured and stuff like that. So I got that level of care and support, and that really helped me to have a long time in the sport.
Take us back to that 2004. What the rounds was like for you in that 200, man? You being so young, like, man, you watch those videos. You look so young.
Yeah.
Like you're like, man, she's a baby. Like this is crazy. So but that's 04 for you too.
04. Now, hey, audience, realize when we were running back in 04, it wasn't 3 rounds. It was 4 rounds. And the first round is 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So, like, that's for the 100. And the same thing for the 200. 4 rounds. And I think it was like almost 3 rounds for the relay, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was a lot of running.
Yeah.
Lot of running.
So I enjoyed Athens. I think the unity of the team was great. I was hungry, young and hungry. And I was just fierce. I think I've always been fierce, but I went into that Olympics with the objective as to win the double, actually. And I messed up in the 100 meters. I raced, I forgot her name now. I raced my main competitor in the semifinals of the 100 meters. I beat her in the semifinals, and then she got me.
For the gold?
For the gold.
From Belarus.
So I ended up third. So I ended up with bronze. I was just too determined, too eager, and I should have I wasn't cautious enough in that semifinals, and I think that I could have performed better in the finals.
So cerebral, bro. Just methodically thinking, like, okay, got it here, but gave too much right here. Like,
listen, it's so many moments, so many moments where you watch on TV, and then I made some teams where I've watched Veronica, like where you wouldn't feel like she would have won. Like I remember, I'm pretty sure she remembers in 2010, her and Carmelita did in Doha for the 60 meters. And everybody thought Carmelita was going, like everybody in the stands and the finals was like, yeah, Carmelita going to get her. This is Carmelita's to lose.
Yeah.
Man, Veronica left them blocks, boy. She was out of there like a rocket. You just hear Jamaican out in the back, boom! She was gone. She was gone. It was amazing. It was a down to the wire type of win, but man, she pulled that out. I think you ran 7 flat.
Yes. Yeah, that was still my personal best in the 60 meters. Yeah, I'm joking.
It was I was there in person, but it was amazing. It was.
But that's what kind of athlete she was. You could never count her out.
Never
count. If she's on that start line for the finals, listen, podium is in sight.
It's definitely in sight. Speaking of competitors like Carmelita, what have been some of your favorite rivalries? Like people you ran against, you like. If you're healthy, it's going to be a good race. You want to win, but you want to beat them at their best because it'll solidify your dominance as one of the best to ever do it.
I've been around so long that I've had a lot of great rivalries. But if I should think about the 200, it would be Allison.
I know
we raced over the years for many years. At one point, it was she taking the world championship 200 meters. I was taking the Olympics until I finally won the 200 meters in 2011. They grew and she finally won the 200 meter Olympics in London. So I enjoyed racing Allison. She's very fierce. I know that she don't like to lose, just like myself, and she's resilient. So whenever I show up to race her, I know I have to bring my A game because she's gonna show up ready, and that motivated me because I always look forward to racing her because we bring out the best in each other. So when it comes to the 200 meter, I would say she was my biggest rival, and the 100 meters I've raced people from way back, Marianne and Shellyan and Carmelita, Tori Edwards, and Christine Aaron, and the list goes on and on and on.
I mean, because she bridged the gap.
Yeah, that's true.
Your first Olympics was 2000.
Right.
So you was racing all those women who were in their primes then.
Yes.
And then you kept going, and then now the next generation came along, and that's who you was racing as well. Right. Still with the same level of ferocity behind you.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely amazing. I think people underestimate, because you're so quiet and so reserved, people underestimate the mental fortitude you have. Like I tell this story to a lot of athletes all the time because I witnessed it one time. I think it was 2011, man. We trained on two opposite sides of the track. Lance Brahman had his camp, and then Dennis Mitchell had his camp on the other side. It was raining one day, bro. Just raining. And you watch everybody from Coach Brahman's camp go up under the little shade, and Veronica come walking back out in the rain. And she's like, what's the next rep? And Coach Brahman come out with the clock, and she runs the next rep, and she turns around. She's like, what if it rains at Burroughs? What we gonna do?
Yeah.
And she runs, and guess what happened? It rained at Burroughs.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
What else is impressive is that usually females do not like to get their hair wet. And she said, let's get this rep going because that's more important.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because, in the sport, unless there is lightning,
Yeah, they can run.
we can go on.
Yes.
Because
Game's on.
Yeah, I've as you just pointed out, it was Helsinki. It was raining. The race did not stop. The 100-meter did not stop. We ran in the rain. So you have to prepare your mind for any condition because everybody's going to be in the same condition. The ones who be concerned about the condition will be distracted and will not be able to perform well. You have to just work with what is in front of you. That's what it is. Everybody have to do it.
So that mentally prepared you because you trained in the rain. Once it started raining, you're like, I trained for this. So it doesn't matter. I trained for this. So if they didn't train, good luck. I'm gonna be on this podium.
Yeah, absolutely. You just have to get it done. It's going on. So you can't worry about your hair, your clothes. You can't worry about anything. Just focus on the task at hand.
It's a necessary mentality to have to be a champion.
Yeah.
You have to be able to block out all those things that are distractions.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's the same thing. When we used to train, it's the same thing. We remember the movie 300.
Yes.
And it's a scene where they shoot off the arrows. And he's like, and the leader says, well, then we'll fight in the shade.
That is what
That's how it is with the rain. You got to keep on going. You got to fight for it.
Yeah.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. Throughout your career, 7 titles to your name on championship level, right? Professionally. Got to do the math?
Well, it's based on...
Or is it more?
Well, I don't know. You could be right. I don't know.
Well, her medal count is almost just as much as Allison's. It's not like Allison has the most, but she's close.
Yeah.
She's very close to Allison. And I look like you. When I was looking, I was like, 3 times, 4 times, 2 times. I was like, oh, shoot. Some of them I even forgot. Like, I was like, oh, she did do this.
Yeah.
It was crazy, you know what I mean? So,
what does it feel like to be able to, after you've competed, to hold that accolade? Like, because you find like a lot of athletes either go through that Olympic hangover, what they call it, or they just get full. Like, what kept you going forward? Because your goal was to be an Olympic champion.
Yeah.
So when that happened, it became a world champion as well.
Right.
What fed you to keep going forward?
To see what else I could do. The more I perform well and I surprise myself, I try to see what's more. I have to elevate my level of thinking. I have to set higher goals and continue to reach for them because it's about maximize your potential, and unless you push yourself, you don't know what you can achieve. If you settle for the first taste of victory, you may miss out. So over the years, my desire is always to push myself to try to be a repeat champion, try to stay on top, try to see how fast I can go. And actually, I retired not achieving a lot of my goals in terms of PR, but I'm okay with that because I can look back and say, okay, I tried my best. I push myself and I'm satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of those goals that you wish to achieve?
I thought I could have
you've done it all. You've ran 10-7.
Yeah.
You comparably, like if you look across what the women are doing nowadays, you could just take you from when you was running and put you right into today, and you were still out there like dominating.
I think I could have gone faster than 10-7. I think there was a period in my career, there was a period when my start wasn't where it needs to be, and I was more in my prime then. I actually run 10-7. Man, I don't remember the year. Wow. I don't keep up like that. But I run 10-7 later in my career, not in my, in your mid to high 20s, that's when you're at your peak. I missed those years because I feel like certain technical aspect weren't on point to help me to go faster. So I missed that gap. But as I said, I think I could go faster. I think I could have run 10.6 if everything aligned, if I had done the right things, if my coach had recognized certain things at that point. And but I'm satisfied. I think I've done enough. I think I created enough legacy to influence others and to influence my kids to look at my results over the years and be motivated to push themselves in whatever era of life they choose.
Yeah, for sure. Your kids gonna come from a good bloodline. I don't know if they won't run track. They look at the accolades. They be like, "Mommy, we still reading. Like, how long is the list?"
Do you see traits in your kids of athleticism or like physically and mentally as well?
Yeah, I do. My daughter Aviana, she's 5. She's extremely competitive, and Zane, he is 2, and I can see the competitive aspect in him as well. Like yesterday, I was working out at home, and I was doing a gym workout, and part of it was to do some rickets. I lined up some ricket outside, and he was jumping over them, and one of his legs got caught, and he fell on his mouth, bruised his lip, bruised his top lip, and he got up. He cried. I wiped it off. He got up, and he's back jumping over the earth because I'm working out. He wants to work out, so I'll be in there. I have to be careful because he will try and come and lift dumbbells. He wanna do stuff. He like to play tag. I can see the competitive nature and the athleticism in both of them. Yeah, but we'll see as they grow, and that's why Omar and I will not pressure them into trying to do a particular sport. We're gonna let them explore, do what they want to do until they find what they really like. I think by doing that, you will not force them to not like something. If you push track too early, they may not like track. So we're gonna let them explore different sports. Aviana has done soccer this year. She did dancing. We're looking into tennis, and just let them have fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. I
That's
agree
awesome.
100%.
I did everything, and then track was the last sport I found.
Yeah.
My daughter came back to track because when she see you coaching and everything like that, and she see all the other kids having fun with me, she's like, "That's my daddy." So she's like, "I want to run track." I'll be like, "I thought you was a dancer," but she's a very good dancer, and she runs track now.
I'm waiting for Riley to do the same thing.
Oh man, Riley's still dancing. Man, Riley says she is not running track, but
wait to see.
That's my youngest.
Oh, okay. All right.
Out of all your accomplishments, right? You have several gold medals. Which is your favorite gold or most memorable medal? We've asked Gail Devers that, and the answer she gave was crazy because she was like, "Yeah, my favorite race was my fall." You remember when she fell in the hurdles?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
She said it took us back, and we was like,
Yeah.
"Your fall," and she's like, "Yes." She said, "But if you look, after I fell, I got up. I won more gold medals. It showed me that wasn't supposed to happen, and I had more in me. If I won that gold, I would have been the first. She would have been the first to win the 100 gold and the 100-meter hurdle gold in the same Olympics."
Right, yeah.
And she said she probably would have stopped running track.
Yeah.
She just moved on to something else. But
Which
she
is crazy.
kept going.
Yeah, because that's how time works. Because when she fell, remember the girl, I think from Athens, won. I think it was Athens,
And it was her
It was
the
country's
country's first
gold
medal
medal ever in
And
history.
she was like, that was supposed to happen for that country.
Right.
And that's how she looked at it.
Yeah.
So us giving you that backstory, yo.
Yeah.
Gail. Hey, Gail. What would be not your favorite medal, but your most memorable race or medal, or they could be one and the same?
Yeah. It's kind of hard. I normally tend to look towards Beijing, to say Beijing was my most memorable just because of all the challenges that lead up to Beijing Olympics. In 2008, I did not make the cut in the 100 meters. I finished 4th. And so for the first time in my career, I was going at a championship running only one individual race. But then I realized that it was for my good, because in Beijing, I ran my fastest 200 meter ever, the 21:74, and defended my title from Athens. And so not having the extra rounds of the 100 meters was a blessing for me. I felt fresh. I felt energetic. I was able to run and I was able to execute my best 200 meter ever. But then when I look back at Athens, I became the first sprinter in the Caribbean to win a gold medal. So that was also special. And that taste of victory, because as a young girl, I dreamt of winning an Olympic gold medal. And then when I experienced that in Athens and then being on the podium and heard the national anthem, I was overcome with tears. So many people was crying in the country as well, just celebrating and excited for me. And so they are two unique Olympics, but I have great memories and excitement from both. So it's kind of, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to say which is which. So I have to talk about both of them.
Did you feel the fact that you didn't make it in 100, did you feel vulnerable going into the Olympics, not having the usual, the 1 and 2 that you used to get ready for?
I had to change my mindset, because right after the defeat in the 100 meters at the Jamaican trials, a lot of negative stuff started flowing through my mind. I started questioning my training. I started questioning my preparedness. And I had to quickly tell myself that, no, you are capable. You're capable of coming back to the track, go through the 200 meters round, win the 200 meter, secure your spot, and go on to defend your title. And so I quickly put the 100 meters behind me and focus my energy on the 200 meters and just staying focused on the 200 meters in Beijing, and realized that it was my only opportunity. So having that added personal pressure to say I had one shot of leaving here with an individual medal and I had to do everything right. I had to make sure that I was on point mentally. I visualized my race a lot. And for the most part, the way I see myself running the race, that's how it happened. The objective was to get that first 50 was to pick up Alison. She was in front of me, so I could see her. So I have to get her as quickly as possible, and I have to stay out because I know she will be coming back at the end. So my objective is to make sure I get her in the first 50 meters. The last 50 meters, focus, technique. Do not let Alison come and get you. And so it was, I put everything into it. When I finished that race, I felt like I was dying. I could hardly breathe. But as I said, it was a blessing to have only one race and experience that for the first time in my career and end up defending my title.
That definitely was a good race. I've heard that model before. Justin used the same model against LaShawn. He was like, he got the 400 meter strength. I'm going to get out and destroy him for the first 50, and he going to have to come get me.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, the strategy worked to the T. By the time I crossed the line, I had to give me a little happy dance. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was injured. I remember I was a little bit banged up going into that race. I was like, man, okay. All right, I got to really execute my race, and I got to stick to the plan.
Yeah.
I can't deviate from the plan.
Right.
And I think also for you, in 2017 for me, that's what happened. Like that's the only real championship I went into where I didn't do the 1 and the 2.
Okay.
It was only the 1. And I felt exposed. I felt like, all right, I'm only here for this.
Yeah.
Like I have to put all my eggs in this one basket. But for whatever reason, I don't want to say fear, but I'll say uncomfortable. Feeling uncomfortable knowing that I only have one thing to bet on.
Yeah.
So, but it came out and it turned out to be one of the greatest decisions ever made was just let's focus on this.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Who was your, I mean, I feel like I know the answer to this question, but who was your inspiration growing up? Like who you looked up to and was like, yeah, I could do that. Or I want to be like her, whether it be somebody from your country or not.
Yeah, it was Merlin Ottey. I grew up watching Merlin Ottey, and funny as you talk about Gail Devers, I remember that epic race with her and Gail in Atlanta. But Merlin, she is an excellent person. Her mindset is very strong. And I like that about her. I get to communicate with her on occasion. And at one point she came to Florida and she trained with us for a little bit.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember I didn't know how tall she is.
Yeah, she's very tall.
Huge.
Yeah. She's extremely focused, determined, strong. And I draw a lot of inspiration from her over the years.
That must have meant a lot to you when she came down and trained with you
absolutely.
guys.
Now, were you graceful when you met her? You was like, Merlene.
Or were you
fanning out on the inside? Was little Veronica fanning out on the inside?
She's so cool. She's so down to earth. It's like we have met before. So it was just graceful and just appreciative of all she have contributed to the sport. And as I said, she come to Florida. We got to hang out. She stayed at our house actually and train. And I get to see how she take care of her body, how she eat, how she rest, how she train. And it was very inspiring.
That's amazing. Wow. Hey, you got like the full fan experience. Like, right? The person you looked up to came and stayed at your house. Like, hey, make sure we get the good china and the good towels. Hey, Omar, get the good towels. Get the good.
I feel like she was taking notes. She was like, Omar, you heard that? All right, write that down. We gonna use that.
Hey, listen, she went to sleep at 8 o'clock. I'm going to sleep at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We know, like, we talk about this all the time. You having a long career, as well as like with Justin, we talk about it all the time. How was it for you in 2021 transitioning out of the sport? How tough or easy was that for you, or was it tough at all?
Absolutely, it's tough. It still is, because I transitioned from track and field, having achieved my master's, my bachelor degree. Maybe I need to go do my master's, right?
You just spoke it up.
Yeah. My bachelor degree is in marketing in 2007. I never used it. And so, of course, to transition and say, go get a marketing job, I have no experience. And so I turned to entrepreneurship and started VCB Fit in 2020.
That's the clothes you got on now, y'all. Look at the clothes. Look at the hat, the shirt, the pants, the tights. Check it out. Check it out.
So, but the entrepreneurship journey, the transition has been tough. It's like, as an entrepreneur, you do not rest. Your mind do not rest. You're constantly thinking of how to get better and how to lead the people who you're working with and how to add value to your customers, how to be innovative, how to continue growing, how to stay relevant in the market. And being in the activewear space is very saturated, very competitive. And so we are trying to separate ourselves and bring value to our customers by empowering women, empowering men, and men are coming. Actually, this cap is unisex. We're producing stuff for women. We're gonna transition to men in the future. So we got you.
Okay.
Next question I was gonna ask about
some VCB pants on.
And so transition has been tough, and I would say we're still going to transition phase, trying to understand the new industry, the business side of things, different from sport, and continue to learn and trying to continue to grow and make an impact. But I'm excited, and we're continuing to evolve and continue to motivate people to live a healthy life, because at the end of the day, that's what it is. We're given one body, and it's our duty to make sure that we're stay physically and mentally healthy. And at VCB Fit, we are encouraging people to stay active and healthy and be resilient and be tenacious about your life, and know that you can achieve anything. Just keep working hard, keep pushing yourself.
Will you have any VCB Fit video? Because when I hear VCB Fit, I think about you doing like videos of fitness or anything like that. Is there anything like that where women could do like, or men could do like fitness videos or train like an Olympian or anything like that?
So we do some content. We have content on social media.
Okay.
But right now we don't have personalized training plans or nutrition. That's something we're thinking about in the future. Right now we're focusing on apparel and giving great value through our newsletter, and encouraging and motivating our community to be healthy and resilient and just keep working hard in whatever era of life. Because I feel like as an athlete, there's so much inspiration that people can draw from the athlete mindset. It's not only about working out. It's about how do you think about your day? How do you approach work? How do you find time to rest? How do you find time to take care of your mind and your body? And we are trying to give customers all of this, the Olympian, the elite athlete mindset, and how to have a healthy, productive life.
So that sounds like you have a lot going on, but you also have your foundation.
Yeah.
How long your foundation's been around, and what is it geared towards?
So the foundation has been around since 2010. We launched in 2010, and we give scholarship and mentorship to high school girls in Jamaica. And earlier this year, we venture into health, where we teamed up with the Ministry of Health in Jamaica and do health fair, where we offer vaccinations and the physical and all the things that are required for kids to go back to school. So we are looking forward to a second staging of that in 2025 and to continue that, because the need is great. I went back to my high school, and people from the school and the community came out, and we offer these medical services not only to students but to family members and friends and people in the community, and that was great. But so the foundation objective is to give scholarship, educational scholarship, mentorship, and health. So we're in those three areas, and it has been great. And our objective is continue to reach as many people as we can in these schools and in the surrounding communities.
That's definitely well said. That's a lot of community work and giving back, man. It's all about that when you've taken so much and you see so much from a sport, to definitely give back. Now, a lot of your teammates, a lot of Jamaicans, they run for Jamaica. They have really good careers, but you're one of few that have a statue. You remember we saw
in person.
When the Safa showed you this, he was like, "You don't have one of these, Justin." How does it feel when you got honored with that type of honor in your country? Because it's there forever. Like when your daughters go back to Jamaica and you take them, you be like, "That's mommy." Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Daughters,
Yeah.
your kids.
Yeah. It is a blessing. I'm very humble by such an extraordinary honor to be in the company of Usain Bolt and Herb McKinley and Dr. Arthur Winton, Shelley, and all these great athletes that has represented Jamaica and make a huge impact on the world. I'm very honored to be in that company.
Listen, when I was in Jamaica, like I took a picture and sent it to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, enjoy Jamaica." Like everybody got a statue. That's how humble she is. She's like, "Oh yeah, that's."
She's like, "Oh, you found that thing?
You found that thing? Oh, it's
All
okay.
right.
It's okay."
It's a blessing.
Yeah, that's amazing. They speak very, very highly of you. How often do you go back, and how do they receive you now that you're retired? Like when you come home and go back to Jamaica.
So our objective is to go home at least twice per year. Of course, we have to go back for the health fair, and whenever I'm in Jamaica, it's like I'm still competing, and I'm recognized wherever. And it's always great to stop and talk to the fans and just to take photos and just to enjoy the country, the food, the culture. And it's great to be remembered, because Jamaica have such a long history and there are always new people coming. But there are just certain people who have such a, what am I saying? They are always in the minds of the people in Jamaica. And I think I'm one of them, because there's so many people who have watched my career from high school all the way through college and then as a pro athlete, and now still following and watching what I'm doing. And every time I put a video that I have to do with training and running, people are asking, "Seems like you're coming back. Are you coming back? I think you're coming back." I'm like, "No, I am not coming back. I had a good run. I'm satisfied. I'm staying in shape. I'm staying fit and healthy, because my objective is to motivate women and my kids to be healthy."
No, I'm good. I've had a good run.
So speaking of coming back, but you're not coming back, but you like had the opportunity to bridge the gap through multiple generations, right? So the ones that are there now who have made history, like Shelly Ann, the Elaines, the Sharikas, and now you have another generation coming behind them. What's your thoughts on these generations that's come behind you? You know what I'm saying? Since you've left the sport, and what tips would you give to them as they rise to their success?
Yeah. The sport continues to evolve, and there are talented athletes emerging often. And my encouragement is, one, be humble. Two, be mentally tough, because there will be challenges. You're not going to win everything. You're going to be knocked down, but you have to have that mental resilience to pick yourself up. Listen to your coaches. Be a student of the sport. Understand what it takes to run well, what it takes to stay at the top, what it takes to be a good, gracious competitor. And just continue to maximize the time that you have, because it is short. And so you have to make sure that you are taking advice well. You're taking care of your body, you're taking care of your physical and mental health, and continue to set goals and keep working towards them, and enjoy the moment you have right now as you continue to get better as an athlete.
Okay. When you watch these women get ready for the relays now, because you was a big part of instrumental being a part of successful relays, are you looking at the order, how it's set up? Do you do your own little analysis and be like, nah, that should be there, this should be this? Or do you kind of just sit back now as a fan and just be like,
enjoy it,
cheering them all on?
Yeah, it's the latter. I sit back, relax, and enjoy watching the race. I've run all 4 legs of the relay over the years. I've done it all. And so I normally leave it up to the expert, the coaches, to choose who they think is best for what position on the relay. But at the end of the day, it's not so much the positioning, it is the unity and the baton exchange. You know what that is.
Well, you took that
I know a little bit. It's hazy, you know. It's more of learning the hard way for us than being successful at it.
Yeah. So, but it's fun to just watch the races. I was actually just telling Omar, get tickets for the Merrimont Grand Slam. We need to go to some of these meets. I like to bring the kids to different sporting events for them to enjoy and watch. And so we are going to plan to go to some of these competitions this year. We went to the trials in June. My brother ran the 400 meters, and I went there and get to watch him. And it is fun. So the kids are getting a little bit bigger now. We were thinking about going to the Olympics, but I think they were too small. So hopefully they'll be ready for the upcoming one in California.
You said you ran all 4 legs. What is your preferred leg on the relay? Like I'm going to run that leg. That's me.
Yeah. So I can say that the start is not my favorite. I love the curve, but not the start. I ran the start before, and I feel like it wasn't for me. But I run any leg.
Any leg,
yeah.
Just not the start.
I just don't like the start. I like someone who is more explosive, like a Shelly, and I love like a Shelly and somebody like that out of the start.
Wow, you
set it off, but yeah, the relay is fun when you have unity and people who are excited to run it.
You rolled right into our next segment of, you get to pick 2 4x1 relays, one being from your country of Jamaica and one being an international relay, but you have to be on it.
Yeah.
And you have to put it in order.
Right. Oh, wow. Okay. So from Jamaica, I would say myself, Shelly-Ann, Elaine, Sharika, Merlin. So we have 5 there. So now I need to narrow it down. Who would come off?
And that's the order? That's you?
No, that's not the order. You see, when it comes to the order, I never really look into orders. I leave it up to the expert. But if I were to choose an order, Shelly-Ann may not be happy with this, or maybe she will be fine. Shelly-Ann, I could do the second or the third. Merlin or Elaine could anchor. So I don't know. That
right.
maybe
So
could be.
we're going Shelly to you to Merlin.
Or you could go Shelly to Elaine. She's taller.
Okay.
long legs on the straight. I could take the curve. And we could put Merlin on the end, or we could put Sharika on the end. So.
I
like that.
That's 40 point, boy.
Right there.
That's 40 point, boy. That's what.
That's a serious relay, right?
But that's a serious.
That's a serious relay.
What? That's what. 10-6, 10-6, 10-5,
Yeah.
10-7, 10-8.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a serious relay right there.
Woo! Now, international relay.
Yeah, this is
From around the world.
Yeah.
Anytime
period.
Yeah. This one is extremely hard because I may have to just stick with the Americas. and if I go that route, some great people will be left off on both sides. So I would choose myself. Cannot leave myself out. And then I would take Shelly. So me and Shelly from Jamaica. And Flojo, world record holder from US.
Okay.
And let's see. This is a tight one now. Who would I go with? I'm gonna go with Jetter.
Okay.
Jetter.
All right.
So Jetter and Flo, Shelly and me.
So we'll say Shelly at the hole.
Yeah.
You on the backstretch.
Could do
Flo on the turn. And then
I don't know.
Jet
Flo on the
brings home.
anchor, Jetter on the turn.
Yeah.
So Flo
ran a really good third leg. When it was her and Evelyn Ashford.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flo would run that turn, and
Yeah.
Evelyn Ashford would bring it home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Evelyn Ashford.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good team too. I like that.
Yeah.
That is an amazing team.
Yeah. What was it like having Omar as your boyfriend who turned into your husband and both of you being runners and as a couple into the sport from a collegiate to a professional round, you know?
Y'all been together.
Yeah.
Y'all like peaches and herb, boy.
Yeah.
Y'all been together a long time.
It was great. We supported each other. We understand what it takes to train at the highest level, perform at the highest level. Omar was excellent athlete from high school all the way up, and so was I. So we met actually in high school. We were preparing for a junior championship in Kingston, and I just came up from Trelawney. I was at home. I didn't know that I was selected for a junior team. I was so far in the country. Nobody could reach me. They sent police to my home, bring me to Kingston. And then when I arrived, I met Omar. He offered to bring my bag, and we became friends. And
that was strategic.
Here we are.
I was like, hey, you see her right there? I'm gonna go ask her.
I felt Omar might have sent the cops. He was like, hey,
Omar,
you gotta do me a
right.
favor,
Hey, this girl I like.
Yeah.
You can send the police to go get her.
Yeah.
And here we are so many years after. Omar was my coach at one point. And as I said, we had a good coach-athlete relationship as when we were going through that phase. And it has been an excellent journey to be growing with him and continuing to learn and grow and venturing into new areas. Yeah.
Good. Going back to what you said, I know that you were the first gold medalist in our region in 2004. I was wondering, the next Olympics where you defend your medal, is there a rival of Bolt winning his gold medal? What was that like going back home? You all being gold medalists, going back, because I think Shelly had the gold medal too. Like it was like Jamaica was like sweeping everything.
Yeah.
So what was that like traveling back home with Bolt breaking all those records? You winning the gold, being a Jamaican, Shelly winning the gold as an American, going back to Jamaica. What was that like?
Even there at the Olympics before you went home, like when those accomplishments, yours, his, the whole team, like what was it like in that moment too?
It was excellent. We had a lot of unity. People were determined, were excited. People were in great shape. And we were just know that we would do well. And I didn't go home directly after the Olympics. I came back to Florida, and then we went down for a celebration. And we all got together, and we were honored by the government, and we just celebrated with the people. And so it was an exciting time, and I'm just happy to be part of it, that we all came together, we did our part, and we let the little island Jamaica proud of all that we have accomplished. And I hope that the legacy will continue in terms of the young people looking at what we have done over the years from such a small island, and will be motivated to keep pushing themselves, keep working hard to get the opportunities that track and field as can offer.
So We appreciate your time. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. True Track Royalty, VCB. If you have anything you want to say to the audience about
PSAs or anything.
PSAs for your foundations, your clothing line, or just giving the words of encouragement, or just
where
say
to
hi to
find you?
mom or whoever,
Yeah.
you have the opportunity to do it.
Like Campbell-Brown.
All right. Thanks, guys. It was a pleasure being here. I want to thank everyone for their support over the years. And I just want to, let's see. You can find me on Instagram at V Campbell-Brown. And if you're interested in some exciting new products that are dropping soon, you can check out VCB Fit on Instagram, or you can check out vcbfit.com. We have some exciting stuff that is dropping this week, actually. We have some really new products coming. And I just want to encourage everyone to stay healthy, stay positive, stay fit. You have one body. Make sure you take care of yourself so that you can take care of all the persons around you that you're catering to. So health is wealth.
For all our fans who might not be familiar with Veronica Campbell-Brown, you could go on World Athletics page and look at her, type in her name, and you can look at all our accomplishments. It's a very long list. We could do maybe 2 or 3 parts of an interview with Miss Brown. But we thank you so much for being with us at RSG. And until next time, ready, set, go!